everybody, to A Perfect Waste of Time, the monthly Casting for Two podcast spinoff. Presents thingy, whatever. I'll get that right eventually. Phenomenal episode for you all today. What started out as a normal Casting for Two episode quickly morphed into A Perfect Waste of Time, which when you listen, you will hear. So without further ado, my friend today is a phenomenal singer-songwriter, Jae Soto, and make sure to pick up her new album, Leave the Light On, available right now. It's go pick it up, give it a listen to, but enjoy this wonderful conversation with my friend Jae and myself. Do you have a sense of accomplishment when you're just like, yeah, I conquered this piece of technology?
It's a millennial thing.
Yeah.
I think to skirt, I probably mentioned this the last time we spoke, like to skirt the ability to sort of figure out any piece of electronic equipment, but then also feel incredibly old as the days go on.
Right. It's, you know, I've worked around electronics, I've sold electronics, and I like being able to be like, oh, what's this do? And then figure it out. I've always, whenever I would help older people, I would be envious, just like, oh man, I hope I get to be like that when I'm old, just kind of in to date with technology. And so, I don't feel old at all. If anything, I feel young when I was hanging out with my family this whole weekend, and my nephew, very smart individual, very bright. He wanted to switch chairs with his dad, my brother-in-law, so it wouldn't be in the sun, or he wouldn't be in the sun. And I'm just like, why don't you just move the empty chair into the shade? I mean, I feel
the problem-solving skills have not set in yet.
And well, I'm just like, wait, like you just move, you know, it's problem solved.
I understand. I used to tell my little siblings, I used to be like, you're stupid. And I know that sounds really mean, but looking back, I know that it was to hurt their feelings, but it was also a little bit true.
Yeah. You were trying to send a message like, hey, you know.
Hold on now. Let's hold on with the slander of me, because you're not smart yet.
Right.
You don't know anything.
Yeah, once you know stuff, then okay, fine, you can slander. But until, you know, it's I'm sure we talked about this, about my nephew, and I'm just amazed with his sense of confidence that I feel like he has the confidence of a mid-20s person who's got it figured out. They graduated college, they know what they're doing, and I'm just like, you haven't earned that right. What
we call that strong and wrong,
right? It's just
I say, I want to see you open a bank account. I want to see you talk to the Wi-Fi people on the phone.
First of all, I want to see you work the phone. First of all, find the phone number.
What do you mean call someone?
You mean like Snapchat? I don't know. I don't know what
you
kids
want me to
use.
snap them? Yeah. So can I snap Optimum?
But it's I don't know, the youth. Both, and I'm talking general, not my nephew. I love my nephew, my godson, fantastic individual, whatever. Just the youth. I'm just, how are you so confident and smart and stupid at the same time?
I know.
Were we like that?
Well, I think we had like a much more strict, regimented academic life. And it was like a humiliation ritual at times.
Yeah.
We had to like learn how to do a script, or cursive, it's called.
Yes.
We had to learn how to type. We had to learn things in order to be an adult. That took practice, and we had to be bad at it. And we had to like kind of know our place, like it's sort of apprenticeship vibes. Like we knew that we are dumb and we're children, and now we have to We have to go through the motions
And now
of
you rise above it magically.
yes,
Good
yes.
luck.
Yeah. I'm also terrified of I'm terrified of Gen Z, but I'm also terrified of Gen Alpha
Mm.
more so. There is a ruthlessness
Mm-hmm.
that I can't access.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I don't have those instincts to be ruthless in that way. So
Yeah.
I do feel like at some point they will run me off of the internet or this earth.
You know, what is Gen Alpha? Is that I
I think
haven't heard of them.
I think I believe it's anyone born, I don't know if it's 2000
Uh-huh.
or 2005 and on. I
Okay.
think it has to be beyond 2005 at this point.
Okay.
But yeah, they have to play up the ruthlessness because they don't know how to write with a pen.
Right. I don't know how to write, so I'm gonna be an asshole. Yeah. You know what?
Yeah,
Checks out.
yeah.
Checks out.
Yeah, it really does.
Too bad.
I get it.
It's and it it blows my mind that cursive script isn't taught because signatures. What are signatures going to be? Are they just emoji faces
Yeah,
in
I don't know.
the next 10 years?
It's
I
gonna be our fingerprints. That's how they're
oh
gonna get you. They're gonna get you that way. I'm
get
kidding.
me? Oh, me personally.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
What if I just went down a QAnon like spiral
I
and you had no idea that I had gone through that little wormhole?
first of all, how did you find all the websites I posted my fingerprints on? How I remember do you remember this LifeLock, I think the company was
Hmm.
where the guy the CEO was so like nobody can steal my identity. In fact, here's my social security number.
Oh
And then
no,
it
he
it
did
turned out,
that.
yeah, people kept stealing his his
Identity.
identity because he kept doing it, and it was
What?
just like, well,
Oh,
all right, well, good
this is
product.
this is a question I've had for a long time. When you
Yes,
get your identity stolen, what do you do? Do you just get a new identity? Do they give you a new number? Like what is
I
your debt erased? What's going on?
I no, I think you gotta. I like the idea of you go into witness protection and you
Yeah,
start a new life. You say goodbye to
I
everyone.
I would
Uh,
love that.
I'd be like, all right,
Yeah,
let's see what happens. No, I feel like it like impacts your credit report, and you gotta fight it
yeah.
with I don't know, like somebody.
There's they have a department for that, I think,
Oh, they
because it's
have
enough
to
of a
be. Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
Yeah, in an ideal world,
Hmm.
I think I want to like be able to start from scratch.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like just push the reset button.
Yeah, are you tired of Jae Soto? Like, or
I
would
don't
you want to like Jae Soto the second?
I think I think I just want to respawn
Okay.
at a I want to respawn and then potentially affect history in some sort of way.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
maybe it'll be a time travel thing. Um,
Gotcha.
it turned into that just now. That was a last second thing.
I like
Um,
the see. This is why I was looking forward to our conversations because last time we went on about the zombie apocalypse. Now,
yeah,
my second
yeah,
favorite subject is time travel and how
really.
it boggles my mind that people, well, this in movies, they don't understand the rules of time travel when it's been clear. It's been like laid out. Like what don't you understand? There's two of you. You don't interact with each other. You just observe. You've already done it. Uh, but
I need to know. I know this is just from my own knowledge. What when you say you need to know the basic rules of time
yeah.
travel, what comes to mind initially for you?
Back to the Future.
Okay, so it's like the butterfly effect. Like if you go
Yes.
back and you do any like he starts like his mom like gets a crush on him
Correct.
and then his picture starts evaporating.
Correct.
That's what
Yes.
we're talking about. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the yes, the whole like, hey, you can't talk to yourself, but also like
Yes.
divergent time waves and stuff like that. Um like I like the idea of oh my, I'm going there.
Please do.
I have this thing in place that if time travel is possible, I would have known about it by now.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
Here's the thing. A couple of thoughts came to mind.
Good.
And hopefully I sound like a not stupid person. When I think of a poorly scripted time travel story,
Yes.
I think of Terminator
Yeah.
1,
Okay.
and I think of how frustrating it is. And if you're unfamiliar, to anybody listening who is unfamiliar with Terminator 1, Sarah Connor is she gives birth eventually in the future to her son John Connor.
Yes.
And the zombie no, that's
no
just
zombie,
kidding.
no zombie,
The robot,
no zombies, the robot apocalypse
in the future. This is this is my wires getting. You're feeling them.
No, I'm with you. I am with you.
Yes. Okay, so the robot apocalypse happens. They become sentient. They start fighting, just trying to destroy the earth and fight, humans and eradicate all humans. And John Connor, her son, ends up leading the rebellion against the robots.
Yes.
And the thing about Terminator 1 is a man who existed in the future and knew her son decides to come back.
Yes, Kyle Reese.
There you go. He decides to come back and warn her that there will be a Terminator assassin that's on his way to kill her, and she needs to be aware of it. Also, she's going to be birthing the leader of the rebellion in the future against the robots.
Right.
My problem with this is if that man ends up being the father of John Connor.
Correct.
How is it possible that he's going to inform Sarah Connor of a man that already exists, that her son exists? He's telling her that her son exists in the future, but then he simultaneously is the person who impregnates her.
Yes.
And it's almost like he's trying to lock that future in place. I find there to be a few holes in that.
Yeah.
And I struggle to I don't even know if I can list all of them, but they're huge and glaring. It takes out the idea of free will.
Yes.
Like the fact that this woman could have been like, can you leave me alone? Like, I don't want you or your appendages. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It assumes that she's just going to be like cool with that. And then that begets the son. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No.
It infuriates me.
It does, because, and the thing about it is that John Connor knows that he meets his dad, and he who he's older than, to send him back, because if he does not do that, then he's not even born.
Yes. So what happened to the dad that existed when John Connor sends Reese back to the past? Where's the dad that already who's the dad who already made him?
Made who?
Made John Connor.
Because
John Connor already exists in the future. That's my problem. That's my beef.
Well,
where's he at?
So he died. So, Kyle dies in the past.
Oh my God. But he hadn't died, but he it's obviously gonna go on and on. There has to be someone who writes down all the theories of time travel. There's the one that makes sense, which is Back to the Future.
Yes.
Where if you go back, it's like it's just you. There's no like other version, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Right. Yeah. Well, so Back to the Future does play along with the lines of different different like timelines. There we go. Yeah. So, in one timeline, when we first start the Back to the Future movie, it's kind of the normal timeline where the dad's a little bit goofy, the mom's kind of an alcoholic, whatever. But then when he goes back and messes with that timeline, he actually gives his parents a sense of, well, especially the dad, a confidence that he
Mm.
needs, and then once he goes back to the
So it's
future,
yeah.
the future's not, it's different but not too different.
Oh my
um
God, that's right. That's right.
yeah,
That's right.
so I'm glad.
That's more along, yeah, that's more along the lines of what I assumed time travel was.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
everything existing at the same time over time. Is that correct? Like
I
there are multiple realities.
I feel like, yes, I feel like there has to be multiple realities, and I think, and look, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scholar, I'm not a physicist or a veterinarian, but I do believe in the idea of different paths taken. You know, I feel like there's a
Yes.
universe where if you constantly take left, there's a universe where you are constantly going right. So,
Yes. Yeah. There is like a scientific explanation to time travel
mhm,
and just the idea that basically the idea is that the past, the present, and the future is all happening at the same time.
yeah,
Bill Nye, the science guy,
hmm,
actually had this one episode. I don't know if it was on his children's show, but he drew a whole diagram and it was very complicated.
yeah.
I did not pay attention. I did not see it through, and I will be the first person to admit that the amount of interest that I have
Yeah,
in time travel does not exceed my capacity to focus
yeah.
through his demonstration of what it is. So I could not do it, but
So I'm not saying I have the mental capacity to just be like, "Ooh, yeah, let's," but I am curious to dive through it because
yeah.
it's just so fascinating to me. And I'm the guy who's watching, you know, the Avengers Endgame and just being like, "Oh, that bull crap.
Yeah.
That time travel doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense." You know, I'm that guy. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering if I could hang in there. Um,
Yeah. I think a lot of our questions would be answered. I do find that the conversations I have or witness about
mhm.
time travel are so much funnier
Mm.
than um, the ones with people who know the Bill Nye
Right,
theory.
right.
'Cause it's
Let's
just
see.
made up.
Before we start this time
Yeah.
travel conversation, have you witnessed a certain science guy's lecture in it?
Yeah. Yeah, not fun. No thanks. Boring.
I'm
Boo.
I'm out then.
Yeah,
There's
because everyone's making their own theory up, I think.
there's this movie called About Time. It's one of my favorite movies. It's more of a romantic comedy, but there is time travel involved, and it's with Bill Nighy, Dominic, whatever his name is, and Rachel McAdams. But the time travel in that is just so basic that it all makes sense, and
Mm,
there's no big picture time travel. It's like it's centered towards one individual, one family, and it just makes sense. And yeah,
mm.
that's the kind of time travel that I'm like, yeah, he's not going back in time to kill Hitler, he's just going back in time to get that girl's
Yeah.
phone number.
Yeah, good old American
Yeah.
old-fashioned American time travel.
Well, this is
Just
a British movie.
simple. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
But still, you know, still, I highly
Still,
recommend it.
thanks. No, I'm gonna look that up because I need to see all aspects of made up time travel theory so
Yes,
that when I finally watch Bill Nye's
yes,
demonstration, I can get the full picture.
and
Um,
I see you having a chart of just things that line up with Bill Nye and things that do
yes,
not. It's like, oh, this went Terminator,
yeah,
Dark Fate. No, that is wrong.
yeah,
That
yeah,
is the wrong. Blah blah blah.
absolutely.
So
It absolutely it needs to make sense, and the dots need to be connected. I also feel like deja vu comes to mind when I think of
yes,
time travel. When you
yeah,
step into a room and you go, you like get locked into that the continuum, or like you get locked into that loop where you're like, oh, this happened already, and that to me is enough to prove the existence of time travel.
oh for
And
sure.
in the theory that under the Bill Nye theory, I'm going to call it his theory, even though
Yes.
he didn't make it up. Um, of that not only multiple realities happening at the same time, but the past, present, future specifically,
Hmm.
like, are continuously going at the same time. We just can't experience time in that way. Like, to
Right.
me, it's hard for me to picture 7 a.m. Um, I can't see that it's happening right now.
Hmm.
Like 7 a.m. today is happening right now.
Yeah, we're
But that's
in it,
crazy.
but our brains are still processing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when the aliens, remember how they, sorry,
Yes. No, no, go on. Yes, go on. Yes, aliens.
when when the aliens when our government finally acknowledged that aliens are real
Yeah.
and they're looking,
Yeah.
they're checking up, and it's mostly off the coast of Florida, I believe.
Ugh.
There's
Okay.
this documentary, I can't remember the name of it, but I watched it during like peak pandemic times. It was like 2021 maybe.
Hmm.
It's a Showtime documentary about these there were um government employees whose their job was to just look at the ocean and keep a lookout and the airspace. And they were noticing, multiple people were noticing ships they had never seen before
Yeah.
that were moving in erratic ways, up, down, side,
Mm.
um, up, down, side to side. Sorry. They were moving in ways that like our aircrafts don't move like that.
Yeah.
And they were ostracized. They were alienated from their coworkers. But then more people started seeing it, and then they were finally allowed to declassify that information, and it was like pretty much acknowledged that there are, and they don't call them UFOs anymore. I think it's like aerial phenomenon,
Yeah.
something aerial phenomenon. Um, but the idea, like, what there are some theories about what they're doing, because basically what they're seeing is the aircrafts are appearing
Hmm.
and then kind of just disappearing all of a sudden. And they think that aliens are able to time travel. Like,
Right.
they're able to travel through time, like the time dimension. Like,
Correct.
if we're in 3D, they're in 4D, which is the time dimension. So
Oh,
that's the idea. Yeah.
they're
So
watching
they're,
movies in 4D. They got the wind
yeah.
blowing at them. They paid extra money for for that seat. Get out of the way, aliens.
Yeah, yeah. It's really crazy
Yeah.
to think that there are multiple dimensions around us and we can't see it and we can't experience it in the same way as advanced beings.
Right.
And I'm terrified.
Have speaking of terrified, no, have you do you know of a movie called Arrival? It's with Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner.
No.
That's
Was this from
basically
the 90s? No,
no,
2000s. It has to be
it's yeah,
2000s.
it's like I want to say within the last 10 years.
Okay.
Beautiful movie from the guy who did Blade Runner
Oh,
2049 and the Dune movies.
oh
It's a
yes.
beautiful movie and it covers what you're talking about. Where
I think I need to watch this.
oh my gosh, it's so good. And
Yeah,
it's based off a short story, but still, yeah, it's like
love
there.
it.
I love the idea that um time again we'll get there eventually. I don't know if you and I will get there, but
No.
us as human beings, I assume we're gonna get there 100 years maybe, where we can actually
Yeah,
lock down time, perceive it, and learn how to quote unquote control. Um,
absolutely.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it's so fascinating, and
It is. I'll tell you right now, it's not going to be me. I
okay,
do not. I'm self-awareness is one of my stronger suits, and
yeah.
I do not think that I'm capable.
It's not gonna be Jae Soto V2.
No, no, no. Um, you brought up.
What did I
Did
bring?
I feel like I am just this tumbleweed. Like, the
Mm-hmm.
conversation's going,
Yeah.
and I'm just this tumbleweed that just like brings everything to a standstill or makes the car go in a
No,
completely different direction.
no, that I'm rolling with it. You know, if
I'm
you're
the cows in the road.
no, if you're saying you're a tumbleweed, I'm rolling with you. I'll go along
Okay,
with it.
great.
I've never done improv, but I love yes anding and I love interesting
Yes.
conversations. That's why I wanted to chat with you.
Great. That's so nice. I'm glad to hear that.
Um, but we're kind of going on time. I just kind of wanted to ask you. Do you think we've wasted a perfect amount of time?
I think we did.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we really did. I think this was a great way to pass the time that
Yes.
has already happened and
Yes.
is currently happening and will happen again.
Yes, yeah, and for the people at home who and you as well, About Time, Arrival. Those are two time
Hmm.
travel movies that I recommend.
Yes.
Love them, love them. Uh,
Sick.
but for the people at home who'd like to keep up with everything that you're doing, check out the new album that came out. Light on, the light on,
Leave the light
leave
on.
the light on.
Leave the light on.
Where can
That's
they? Where
right.
can they do all that?
You can look up the album Leave the Light On. It's spelled just like the words are spelled in English.
In English,
Standard
not cursive.
and English. In print, regular print. And you just open the computer and you type it in, or you have the tiny computer in your pocket that you can type that in.
Yeah.
And then the name is Jae Soto, so Jaesoto, and it should be there.
Anytime you want to come back and talk about nothing and also big world issues, I'm so down to have that.
Great, great. I'll be your like doomsday specialist.
Oh my gosh, yes. Especially because and this isn't like I'm not saying this with any offense, but I still hope that no offense. I feel like you put it into terms that I can understand.
Ah, great. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm kidding.
So if you want to start a cult, just
Yeah.
let me know. I'll be your first. I'll be
Yeah.
like, it's not that bad, It's just blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. It's
I'll be
fine.
like the most unprepared doomsday prepper.
Right. Yeah.
The doomsday expert.
Look.
I just think of things that can go wrong.
You know what? That's fine, and that's again essential to a group.
Thanks.
But yes, anytime you want to come back, just say the word. But until then, you stay safe and healthy. All right.
Thanks. I hope you have a good one, and I hope everything is good in
Yes.
general and forever. And then I hope that the aliens don't come while we're alive.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
they're gonna be mean. They're gonna be mean.
Yeah, they probably. Yeah, I don't blame them. We're mean too, right?
Yeah, we did something. We created some sort of beef. We threw our trash in space because we do that
Yes,
apparently.
yes, we do. Oof.
We threw our trash on their lawn, and now they're coming for us. And they were like, "Oh, this is who did that."
Yeah.
Makes sense.
What? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We see the people doing stuff in Florida, and yeah, it makes sense. All right. No offense.
They just throw their trash. No offense. Again, yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to say that. I don't. Floridians are lovely. I think they put the wrong people on the news.
Yes. Yes.
It's a conspiracy. But I'm sure some people in Florida throw trash on their lawn.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It seems, yeah. And we did that in space too, and they're connecting the dots, and they went to the first place they thought that would be happening, which is Florida. So.
Yes. So, recycle, everybody.
Yeah. Just put it in the bag.
It's easy.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah. But,
okay.
But anyway, you have a wonderful rest of your night, okay?
You too.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.